Hello, students. As I have promised, I'm back, and today we'll start with an easy topic. And I hope you all are very familiar with this topic, that is environment. So, before moving that, right, explaining what is environment and various things, I'd like to ask you, do you have any idea what this environment is? Who or why should we learn regarding our environment? In our day-to-day life also, um, there are few times your mother or your parents are saying, watch the environment you are creating for yourself, or consider the persons or the surrounding you are staying. So basically, when it comes to environment is nothing but it is comprising of your surrounding only. Fine. So what does this surrounding in a nutshell? That it is comprising of all the non-living as well as living organism that are helping you to survive on this earth. And I hope you all know that what is this non-living? Non-living means those who do not have life or those who are not living. And how do you consider that something is living and something is non-living? If a thing or an organism is consuming food, or it is doing locomotion or showing movement, or there is respiration, it is responding to the stimulus, then only we can say that this thing is living, or else it is non-living. For example, your air, water, all these are non-living things, whereas ma'am, you, these are the living things. Got it? Let's see what the book is providing here. They took an example where they're saying after the long vacation, when Ravi started going to school again, he noticed that next to the playground there is something, someone is digging something so that he can construct a flat. And then he is asking this thing to his teacher, and again he is asking regarding. During that discussion, the teacher mentioned about environment, and he now wants to know what this environment means. Fine. So as per your book, it is an important line that environment is something that is supporting our basic life, and it is how basic, like whatever is the basic necessity. For example, we need air to breathe, then food to eat, then we want few space, right, to live, as well as to make our houses. So all these things are being provided by our environment only. Just think about that. Could you could it be possible for you to live without taking water? Right? It is not possible. That's why there are few initiatives so that we can conserve water. Now come that what are the component of your environment. Basically, if we are considering in terms of living and non-living, we can say that the component of environment are abiotic component or biotic component. What is biotic component? I think you must know that bio means life or living, right? So if it's a biotic agent, that means it must be having life and it is definitely living or doing all the works that should be done by a living organism. And when it comes to abiotic, it is a non-living component of the environment. For example, your air, water, and all these things. Got it? So let's clear it up. Then next comes that this abiotic can again be divided as natural and human made. For example, natural air, which consists of your atmosphere, and water, that is the hydrosphere, and all the land related things are considered under the branch called lithosphere. And when this three, like your atmosphere, hydrosphere, and lithosphere combining together, they are making a place which is habitable, or you can say suitable for life. That particular narrow patch of the world is called as biosphere or the living beings. Then whatever we are making like industries, monuments, roads, they are also coming under the abiotic man-made things. Then again you can consider yourself like all the family, individual, religious institutions, educational institutions, those who are running are also coming under your environment as well. Fine, as I mentioned that the living organisms are the biotic components and the non-living organism are the abiotic components. I hope for the starting this class is okay. If you are having any concern or if you want me to change the way I'm teaching, you can tell me so that accordingly I can change. Right? So what we concluded that environment is nothing but it is the combination of your biotic and abiotic component of environment. That means it is the surrounding where we are living. Got it? Kindly underline that natural environment is referring to both biotic and abiotic condition existing on the earth. Whereas for your environment, you can say it is a combination of both natural as well as man-made environment along with the non-living things. Then this is another important point that where this word is coming from. It is coming from a French word environ or environner, which means that neighborhood. As you told that it is basically meaning the surrounding. So when it comes to surrounding, who are there with you? Your neighbors, right? In the similar manner, the word that is environ and the meaning is neighborhood. And as you know that lithosphere is dealing with mostly the soil. And what is the soil or where it is located? Soil is located on the topmost layer of your earth crust. Basically, if I am drawing this, if I consider this round to be our earth, then I can have fewer sections. What are the sections? Here is, wait, this is one line, then another line. There are three layers. Basically, first one is the crust. Sorry, this could be the mantle. Then the inner. These two are basically the core, and this outer covering is the crust. So crust is the outermost layer of your earth, and of this crust, the topmost layer which is covering your crust is called as the soil. And the branch that is dealing, or the spear that deals with or constitute the soil, is known as lithosphere, and it is made up of, as you know, the soil consists of both rocky materials, minerals, and humus rich thin layer which is fertile in nature, that is the soil. Basically, we are considering that as the upper soil or the O layer. Then comes your hydrosphere. So what is hydrosphere? Hydrosphere is the sphere which deals completely with all water related issues. So the sphere that is dealing with water is called as your hydrosphere, and atmosphere is nothing but the blanket of air that is surrounding our earth is known as the atmosphere, and this atmosphere is having several layers like troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and exosphere. And, and actually thermosphere, and this thermosphere again having two layers. One is your exosphere, and one is exosphere, and other one is ionosphere. And when these three are combining together, there is the chance for the life, and this thing or this sphere is called as the biosphere, where the life can exist. Moving on, so you can read then that the domain of water refers to as hydrosphere, and you can underline and what are the examples or what are the things that are including, that also you can underline. Then your atmosphere is the thin layer of air that is surrounding your earth. And how it's possible that we are having a blanket of air around our earth is just because of the gravitational force that is existing in the earth. Can anyone tell me that what is this gravitational force is, and how it is affecting this atmosphere, and what is the work of this blanket of air that we are having? Is it helpful or is it harmful? Next, there is another term called ecosystem. So ecosystem is basically derived from a word that is oikos. Oikos means home. So ecosystem basically deals with the living organisms, how they're interacting and living depending on each other and on their environment that is surrounding them. And based on the climatic condition, we are having different type of ecosystem. For example, rainforest, grassland, desert, mountain, and it's a request that you need to find out that what are the difference that exist. And another point over here, that June 5th is celebrated as World Environment Day by the UN. Now comes that what is the environment in terms of human beings. So basically, environment for human is the environment that they are interacting, as well as whatever the modification they are doing for their luxurious life. For example, we are building metros, roads, we are constructing dams, and all these things are coming under the human environment. I don't feel that there are much left to discuss. I hope for the start it's a good one, and complete your question answer, and kindly let me know whether I should explain more or whatever it is.